With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app and even YouTube. We've had an influx of new subscribers signing up at Mr. Mo Kelly on YouTube. You can watch the live show. And you can also see the video of what's getting ready to happen in studio. We're having Nick Pagliochini coming up in just a moment. But last segment, we were talking about Diddy and whether people should testify anonymously. And we put out a poll asking via YouTube, should witnesses testify anonymously in the case against Diddy? 73% said yes. 27% said no. So everyone's siding with Tawala. I don't like that at all, but we'll deal with that later. Joining us right now in the studio is the Nick Pagliochini. My brother, my friend. Wait a minute. See, people can't see this unless you go to
correct
the YouTube simulcast. But Nick Pagliochini perfectly blends his boysenberry ass in with the show.
It's funny you say that, yeah.
Did you try to do that?
I mean, I did, but I was going to say, I knew that there's a theme with Later. So
okay.
I think that I've got that whole, like, if you come and you check us out at Mr. Mo Kelly on YouTube right now, you can see the incredible logo, which just happens to match my 10th anniversary at Knott's Berry Farm getup. So,
wow, you got a boysenberry shirt? You have
boysenberry shirt. Ball cap, the 10th anniversary for the Boysenberry Festival started back in 2015, and now we're at 2025. It's good to be here. Like, this is so wild. We've been through this, and I've been seeing this happening behind the scenes, and to be live on YouTube and simulcast right now, absolutely incredible. Super excited. And it's, I got treats, because if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right.
You brought us something?
I did. Now, the funniest thing is, if you're joining us on the simulcast, you'll be able to see exactly all the goodies that are being eaten. In fact, the funnier part is Mo just opened his box. And
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Is a cookies and cream cupcake from the bakery. It's actually an Oreo cookies and cream cupcake.
And Daniel switched that so everyone can see it.
So, but that funny part, no boysenberries here for you to be seen. Just for you.
Thank you.
Just because I know the boss.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I was too busy trying to post one more thing to make sure that you come check us out on social media. There we go.
Hey, Brian, go ahead and zoom in on that so they can see what's on the plate. What's on the plate?
So we have got all sorts of things. Great to be here. Thank you for always having me. But this is such a different ball game that we have now. And so it's so fun to be able to not only talk about all these things and give you theater of the mind, but now we can actually show you all the goodies that we have. So right now underway is the Boysenberry Festival at Knott's. We talked about it already here on Later with Mo Kelly, but it started back on the 28th of March and it runs through May 18th. So it's got a nice long window of time, and it's the 10th anniversary for it. So everything boysenberry, which is the berry that Knott's was made from. Like, the Knott's family created the berry originally. It wasn't their creation. It was a scientist that they worked with.
I did not know that.
But that's specifically what it was. And so that what put boysenberries on the map with Knott's Berry Farm, because back in the day, it was just a berry farm off Route 66. And so this is one, that's why if you go to Knott's Berry Farm and you see Ghost Town, it's specific to that. It is what the original footprint was for that roadside attraction off of Route 66. Mm-hmm. And, off of Highway 39, which is Beach Boulevard, is what you see now. But yeah, it's an amazing time. And the thing with Knott's that's incredible, and I have to give them huge props, not that there aren't other theme parks here in Southern California that we talk about regularly, but during the pandemic, they did it right. And they opened their gates to a taste of ... The taste of Boysenberry Festival, taste of all these incredible opportunities for you to go and experience things. And it's just now that we're looking at it where it is taken over the park and also outside the park. Plus, a lot of vendors come in and do it. So I've got a couple of things. If you're joining us, Mr. Mo Kelly on YouTube, you can see it. And you can also see these are actual vendors that work with Knott's Berry Farm. So not only do I have treats for you to try from the Knott's family itself, but these are also outside participants. So they're the vendors. So I've got kettle corn that's boysenberry flavored, and I also have the freeze-dried boysenberry taffy, which is pretty wild, and it'll have all that for you to try. Jerked Out Jerky is the company that makes it, and they are one of the ones that you may have seen in like your local convenience store that has all the flavored jerkies, especially the unique ones. They had dill flavored. They have chamoy.
Wait. Dill flavored?
We're talking about boysenberry, so I did not bring it through. But there's dill flavored. What you think? If you're taking dill, like that's a delicious weed that just makes things good.
Delicious? I don't know about that.
Okay, well that means I'm going to have to
Tim
talk
Conway
to people at
say,
Knott's.
I don't know.
I'll have to make sure that I talk to the folks at Knott's and see what I can bring over for you next time. But anyway, so we've got all these goodies. The things that I wanted to focus on is if you are not able to go into the theme park, Knott's Berry Farm is absolutely worth your time. And right now it's beautiful. A lot of schools still have some spring break left. We've got Easter coming up. But there's so much that's happening, not just in the park, but you can actually go outside the park. So everything that you're seeing at Mr. Mo Kelly right now on YouTube is available from the bakery outside of the park. So even if you don't go inside, I want you to go inside. You want to get on those roller coasters. You want to meet Snoopy. You want to do the whole nine. They've got some incredible shows that you can check out. The history of the boysenberry. Also, they're celebrating the 10th anniversary big for the festival. You can get a tasting card, which is $55 and get you 6 select tastings, kind of like a theme park down the street that we've talked about here. But there's just so much.
Looks so good.
And the thing is, Knott's daily admission is $62.
That's nothing. Respectfully, that's nothing
right.
in today's.
In the scheme of things, that is perfect. And I think there's a lot of different opportunities for you to check it out. They have a hotel right next door that is Knott's Berry Farm themed. We have stayed there. It is wild. They have all of the shampoo, conditioner, and body soap are boysenberry scented. So if you want everything boysenberry, it is absolutely the time to get over there. But the things that I brought in for you to try, other than your specifically cookies and cream only.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much.
You're welcome.
Gracias.
De nada. That's how we roll. But I've got both boysenberry fudge and boysenberry fudge with chocolate. I have got boysenberry cinnamon roll, which is absolutely incredible. Also, if you're now I know you don't care for sweet and savory.
Nope.
But this is it is a boysenberry, pear, and brie tartlet. So it's mildly savory.
I would try that.
Right. I would love to, and maybe we can get you to try that on camera because we can prove it now.
Now, did you bring it?
I did. It's sitting over there on the cutting board.
Hell.
I was like, no, you're up against it. So I've got fudge. I've got actual boysenberry, which did not make the ride from Buena Park to Burbank very well. You can see that as well, but it doesn't matter because it's just delicious boysenberry filling. And I think and the cake pops. So everybody has a cake pop. Mark Rauner has a cake pop. Stefouche has a cake pop.
Hold up your cake pop.
I would give a cake pop to Twala, but I love him too much. I do not want him to.
Let's see all the panels.
Yes.
Yeah, hold up your cake pop.
We can all take this together if you're down for it.
I'm excited.
I don't have a cake pop.
So this is what we're looking at. Oh, wait.
Pull
there
back.
we go.
There you go. Pull back.
I was like, no, I've got a camera over here. Wait, I just realized.
Can't even see.
And what's up with Save Ferris? Did I miss that part?
Yeah, that's been up there all night.
Yes, I was like, I just realized, okay, anyway. All right, here we go. So this is a boysenberry cake pop. It is ridiculous, and I personally say a good bite is the way to head into break if we need to.
Yeah.
Nick, these are suspiciously heavy and actually kind of girthy as well.
Well, we do things big here and later.
We like it thick.
All right.
We do. So, all right, everybody give it a shot, and then let me know what you think.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're going to eat during the break.
We are.
And we're live on YouTube and everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. More with Nick Pagliochini as we find out what's up in just a moment.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Moment.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Nick Pagliochini. What's up with Nick is on to tell us all what you do. Nick Pagliochini. What's up with Nick is on with $3.99 for you. Nick Pagliochini. What's up with Nick is on to give us fun things to do around SoCal. What's up with Nick is on with Mo Kelly and his crew.
KFI KFI Mo Kelly and you too at Mr. Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app as well. Part 2 of What's Up with Nick Pagliochini. I wish you could have seen what was going on in the studio during the break. We were eating our asses off. We were dancing our asses off, having a great time. I tell you, I got the best job in the world. They feed me here. They take good care of me. Now they're taping me, put me on video. They're worst jobs to have.
Yeah, I was going to say, and then that's why you have, what's the feature tomorrow? So you can worry about
Wellness Wednesday.
See, there you go.
We're going to work it off.
We're going to work it off
in the studio.
Yeah, so I was going to say, there's going to be a little something in the studio. If you missed it before, you can always check it out on the podcast and get the details about the Boysenberry Festival that's under the way through May at Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park. A lot going on. The only thing that I didn't touch on, they have a delicious champagne boysenberry brunch that's available at Mrs. Knott's Fried Chicken. You can do that. Again, if you don't want to go into the theme park, this is a fantastic opportunity for you to go try it out. So, jumping over to a couple other things that are happening now through the weekend and beyond in the Southland. The Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach has been buzzing around for the last week. It's coming up this weekend, and it's actually the 50th anniversary of the race in Long Beach. It's wild. But it's wild to think, because you have to think, we had the Toyota Grand Prix for a good period of time, and then the sponsor changed over to Acura. But yeah, so it's the 50th anniversary, has NTT IndyCar Series, IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, and more going on. That starts on the 11th and runs through the 13th. There's a lot going on in Long Beach. And you and I both know, because we hang out in the South Bay and everything else, Long Beach is a great town to go check out anyway. You've got Belmont Shore, you've got Retro Row. All of those places are going to be popping all the way through the weekend with everything going on. So even if you're not interested in the Grand Prix itself, there's a lot of activities that are happening and well worth your time to check it out. Also, and this is something I'm going to put this out there. What do we do? Manifesting on the show. I've never been to Coachella Music Festival in my life.
Really? Of all the things that you've done around Southern California, you've never been to Coachella?
No. So if anybody's listening, sorry, I've still got some cake pop in my mouth. If anybody is listening and has some tickets, or anybody with Coachella Music Festival or Live Nation or whomever else,
you really want to go?
I would love to go. I would absolutely love to go. So if that's a thing we can pull off, I would absolutely be there. But
hopefully it won't rain.
That's okay. I'll deal with the mud. It'll be fine. So this takes place, if you're unfamiliar, well, you must be living under a rock, but it's in Indio at the Empire Polo Club.
Yep.
And it is 2 weekends. This is the first weekend, and it will be also following up in the next weekend. You've got headliners. You've got so much going on. This year it's Lady Gaga, Green Day, Post Malone, Travis Scott, Missy Elliott.
Never heard of them.
Right. Charlie XCX. The Original Misfits, Megan Thee Stallion, Zed, and so much more. So if you want to get out there, also a friend of KFI is going to be the, they're in Chino. Why am I drawing a blank right now? In Cat City, and it is the...
Can't help you.
I know. What is the thing? Why am I having this, drawing a blank right now? Luchador. There's Luchador Brewing. There we go. A friend of KFI is going to be having some events going on as well in Cathedral City. So that is a great place. If you have not been out to the Coachella Valley and been able to check it out, the reason I would encourage you to go, even if you don't have tickets, there's a lot going on. So I have been out there during Coachella, just not gone to the event itself.
All right.
So with all that being said, it's worth going out there because there's so much happening, so many activations. You can definitely get out and enjoy yourself. The weather's beautiful. Take the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway, get that all the way up to the top. So much happening. So that's an opportunity for you. And then the last thing to talk about is two things that are going on down in San Diego. So the Seven Seas Food Festival, I love SeaWorld, and I know that's controversial, but I love the work that they do with San Diego with SeaWorld, San Diego Rescue, and everything else. But they have a lot going on, some fantastic roller coasters, which I'm a huge fan of. But then they have the Seven Seas Food Festival, which is underway. And that is another delicious opportunity for you to kind of taste your way around the world. Most of the food is not seafood. There's a lot of it, but it is all inspired by oceans and bodies of water around the world. So it's definitely worth checking out, but especially this weekend because they have something they started at Halloween that I did last year. And they did a 5K celebrating Hallow Scream, which is their Halloween celebration. They're going to be doing a 5K run, fins and flippers this Sunday. You can still sign up all the way through Saturday for that event. So if you want to go and enjoy the Seven Seas Food Festival, get the calories and then burn it off, or vice versa, burn it off ahead of time so you can eat more.
They don't burn off like they used to.
I know.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
They just keep hanging
But see,
around.
you are in such good shape, and especially
No.
you can see. No, because we have video now, so you have proof.
You don't understand.
I look like-
I haven't had sugar in about 2 weeks, and here you are coming in with cookies and cream stuff, trying to break my diet, and make things difficult for me.
Go to YouTube, look up Mr. Mo Kelly. I look like Violet from the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or Willy Wonka. Like, I look like that kind of look. And then you look at the svelte Mr. Mo Kelly.
No.
No.
I need.
And what level are you, black belt?
I'm 5th degree.
Yeah, 5th degree black belt. I think you're full of ish. Come on.
Doesn't mean just because I'm 5th degree doesn't mean that,
You are very, very fit. And then, so, anyway. I don't know how we devolved into this.
I don't know.
All from me trying to get you to do the 5K that's happening this weekend on Sunday. Again, you can check that out. All the details for this on social media. Easiest is for Instagram. You can do the link in bio, Nick Pagliochini, or This Weekend with Nick. I posted a couple of videos so you can see all of the goodies from Knott's Berry Farm once again.
Yep.
But you can always DM me, and that's the thing. My DMs are always open. If you have questions, we've got so many folks that tune in to Later with Mo Kelly and then reach out beyond. So always a pleasure to help out wherever I can.
Nick, it's always great to see you, and I'm glad that everyone can see you, see us, and see the interplay. We have so much fun in this studio.
We really do.
We talk about it, say, I wish you could have seen.
Right.
Now they can see and take part in it. You just got to make sure you come back each and every week.
And you know that I'm here, and if I'm not, I will be here in some way, shape, or form. Now we have a whole different digital world that we can
don't
play
be bringing all this good stuff up in here, I tell you.
Oh, no.
You got everyone in the building just about.
Yeah, well, that's fine. But, the best part is it's after hours, so we get first dibs.
It's true. And that's the best part about being on later in the evening.
Right.
We get run of the building. We get to do stuff that you just can't do at 12 in the afternoon. I can't be tossing out mother fathers at 12.
That's the truth.
But since we get closer to safe harbor.
Yes, as the closer we get to it, and having George in a little bit here, get a real quick tease to see what's coming up on Coast to Coast AM.
Always great to see you.
Thank you, sir.
Always great to talk to you. Hey, and are you going to be coming out to my house for 4th of July?
So we got to talk about that. It's funny enough, my husband Brian is behind one of the cameras right now for the live feed, but it is our 10th wedding anniversary. So we'll see.
And it's always you celebrated in my house.
You're not wrong. But the funnier part is, maybe we need to have Mr. Mo Kelly do some vow renewals for us.
I don't think I'm actually. Just because I know the Bible doesn't mean that I'm ordained. That's what I'm looking for.
I have full faith between now and then in the internet, we can get you ordained without a question. I have full faith in that.
That means I have to drop fewer mother fathers.
No, it doesn't.
You sure?
I have already officiated 13 weddings in my life.
Oh.
So yeah, and mother fathers are a big part of my dialogue. my just regular. The second that this microphone cuts, you know how I roll.
Oh yes, I know how you get down.
Exactly. So
I look forward to celebrating with you.
Looking forward to it as well. Again, if you want to learn about anything we talked about tonight, anything else going on, because it's not just what we talk about on later. Always check out Nick Pagliochini, This Weekend with Nick on Instagram. Those are the easiest places to find me. Also, I don't do as much with Facebook, but the Instagram stuff goes to Facebook. It's all part of the metaverse. So anyway. If you need it, you want it, you got it, it's there.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app and still live streaming on YouTube at Mr. Mo Kelly. We have a little bit more in just a moment. We're going to talk about how a fungus is killing us. Not funny, very true.
No fungi.
Fungi?
Fungi?
That's plural. I'm saying, I'm talking about a
singular fungus or a
fungus.
species.
Why are you trying to correct the host?
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to get to the break.
I'm channeling Mark Ronner. Sorry.
You wish.
No, wait. I didn't touch you. Wait. Let's wait. KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Mr. Mo Kelly here. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app, and we're still live streaming on YouTube at Mr. Mo Kelly. And this is a show in which, surprisingly, Tuwala has been right about just about everything. We've often talked on this show how the next pandemic is not necessarily going to be viral. There's a show, The Last of Us, which deals with this, how a fungus can be the next pandemic. And we're finding more and more evidence to support that. Once rare fungal diseases are now killing millions presently. I didn't know this. For example, there was a healthy 29-year-old marathon runner from California's Central Valley whose heart lining was invaded by a fungus that I can't even pronounce. Coccidioides invaded his heart lining. He was healthy. And then he eventually died because of it. There was a 45 woman with poorly controlled diabetes infected by a black fungus that destroyed part of her face and spread to her brain. She also died. And what was once rare is no longer rare. Medical advances like organ transplants, so Twala knows something about this, chemotherapy, and other, procedures are saving lives, but they also leave patients immunocompromised and more susceptible. Even common conditions like diabetes raise the risk of severe fungal disease. Here's the most important part, to be completely serious. An estimated 6.5 million people develop invasive fungal infections each year, with about 2.5 million deaths directly caused by them each year, roughly twice the global toll of tuberculosis. Didn't know that. 2.5 million every single year. Deaths.
The fungus-related deaths, diseases, and infections, bar none, are some of the fastest growing. Not just from just these deaths you reported. We are talking about people who are losing limbs, people who are facing severe amputations, severe debilitating side effects from fungal infections from just hiking. Fungal infections from just doing something like hiking and getting a scratch and coming back and that's turned into something. This is a very, very serious thing.
Has your doctor or doctors over the years, because you have various doctors for different things, ever had a specific conversation with you about these types of infections and how they can be even more detrimental to you?
Yes, no, absolutely. Beyond just taking care of cuts, scratches, bruises, and not letting them just say, okay, well, those will heal. Anything that looks awry, make sure they report it. But remember when I was in the hospital for pneumonia, it was so hard to fight it because of how it attached to my lungs and how it was just almost impossible to get rid of for quite some time. And I was told at a certain point in time that there are various fungal infections that can impact me that will be damn near impossible to get rid of. So I'm lucky that it was just pneumonia.
Which is bacterial.
Not fungal.
Mm-hmm. Well, that scares the bejesus out of me because you think it's fiction. You think you see it on TV. It's not something that we'll be dealing with. It's like you would think that if 2.5 million people were dying because of fungal infections each year in the United States, that we would have had more coverage of it, or there'll be more of a medical focus on it. Yeah, we talk about measles. The second person has died in I don't know how many years here in the United States, but we have fungal infections killing people daily, left and right.
Well, you give them different names. You have them go under different pretenses as far as what happened and why, and people don't see it. But if you just said fungus across the board is killing this many people, that's different. But if you give it a name no one can pronounce, people say, oh, well, what does that have to do with me?
Right. I can't pronounce it, but I took note of the fact that we're talking about someone who's in the athletic prime of their lives at 29, was healthy across the board, developed a fungal infection, gone.
Yes. And look, all joking aside, this is something that I believe we as a nation are going to have to deal with sooner than later. I know every time I mention it, someone wants to push back. It's not getting hotter. Global warming is a fluke. This, that. Sure, go with that.
You have to explain that for people who don't know why the heat, the temperature, the climate impacts fungal infections.
It allows it to grow. Warmer, drier climates allow these funguses to spread and populate. Again, these are funguses that are not just impacting people, but animals as well. These are funguses that are infecting insects that also pollinate various vegetables or plants and vegetables and things like that. The animals are eating in the wild. We are seeing more and more cases of zombie deer, zombie moose, elk, all these different creatures that live in the wild who are eating these various fungus that are growing in places where they are normally migrating, habitating, and eating and things like that. They catch a hold of these things. If it's spreading to livestock, if it's spreading to things that people do eat bison and stuff like that. If it's spreading like that, who's to say it cannot spread to us in a way that's not as instantaneous, although it may take some time, but as instantaneous as something like you just dying from your lungs collapsing on you or your brain rotting away. Who's to say that it cannot take shape the way, again, I say that I'm serious when I say this, can take the form of the funguses and the viruses that we're seeing in something as fantastical as Last of Us. I believe that there is some level of truth, some level of scientific research where someone has said, hey, this would make for a great video game, because the whole idea of people coming up from the ground and zombies like that, that's silly. Okay, back from the dead, that's silly. But your mind, your brain, your body being taken over by something as realistic as a fungus,
which exists in nature. There are examples of it happening within the animal and insect kingdoms.
Already. We are next in line.
No, you next in line. I'm not getting in that line. Damn that. I'm staying my ass in the house.
I'm just saying, it's going to get everybody.
No. It's not funny. Got people in the studio laughing. I'm not trying to be funny here. Okay? I got a foot fungus right now.
There it is.
Athlete's foot gonna kill me.
Wear looser socks, which are airy.
I put Tinactin on that ass.
Well, you're probably good.
All right,
to get it.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Last segment, we were talking about fungal diseases and the likelihood that it could kill us all. We talked about how some 2.5 million people die each year because of fungal diseases. And we put out a poll question. Is it possible that fungi will kill us all? No, said 53% of respondents, and yes, said 47%. So the no's have it on this evening. Doesn't mean they're right, but that's where we come out on that. And for my final thought this evening, if you were listening or watching earlier, I said it would be on this latest step in this tariff war, which is now in earnest getting underway tonight. So let me take my time with this, because as of midnight, and I don't know if that's midnight Eastern time, and if so, that means it started, or if it's midnight West Coast time, but by tomorrow, it'll be official. And by official, I mean by the time you wake up tomorrow, the trade war will have officially begun. It will be officially underway between the two biggest economies in the world, the U.S. and China. Today, the markets rally for what seemed to be positive news that countries were either willing to negotiate new trade deals with the U.S. or that President Trump might be open to softening his stance on tariffs worldwide. Neither turned out to be true. And Trump imposed an additional 84% in levies across all Chinese imports starting midnight. That means all goods from China are subject to a tariff of at least 104% until further notice. It's official. The trade war has begun between the two biggest kids on the block. I don't know who the bully is in this. If the previous days of Dow Jones turmoil were the appetizer, get ready for the main course. The main course is virtually every country, every commodity, every currency, every product will be more expensive. Every single one, no exaggeration. This battle could be as short as the U.S. versus Kuwait, Operation Enduring Freedom or Desert Storm, whatever you want to call it, or drag on indefinitely like the Afghanistan war. Well, that's not exactly true. Our economy, truth be told, will crater in just months. We have like a 65% chance of a recession. So this would happen in months, not years. But the real question, and it's a serious question, is whether we would crater before China. And the betting money, no pun intended, is on us. That's because China owns so much of our debt. And there's the prospect of whether the world decides to unite against a common enemy, the single instigator who started all this. And that would be us, as in U.S., the United States. And I'm not an economist. I did take a few economics classes in college. I think Mark Ronner took a few as well. But I think he would agree with me on this. In the way that I listen to experts regarding COVID, I listen to the economic experts now. So I'm not trying to say what I believe is an expert perspective, but I do listen to actual experts. And almost to a person, they, the experts, fear the worst and can see the proverbial train on the horizon coming straight for us. I am a cynic, and I believe people are dishonest about most things. Most things, but not everything. But you will find a lot of honesty in how people want to protect their money. There is real worldwide concern about these tariffs. The markets have shown as much. And by and large, most people don't want to take unnecessary risk with their money. Some do, but it's not the majority. An economic trade war is just that, war. It's done to harm others involved. It's punitive. It can reshape countries and their economies for decades. It can even lead to actual war. It's just that serious. This is not just about whether Donald Trump can reset the trade imbalance worldwide, which is a legitimate issue. Hear me. It's absolutely a legitimate issue. He is accurate that the world has taken advantage of us for decades. There's no argument to be had there. But the debate is how you go about it. Do you start an economic fight with 185 countries at the same damn time? Or do you have battles with a few at a time to not disrupt the world economy or torpedo your own? Because it's a funny thing when you start a literal fight with the rest of the world. You may find yourself in a situation where the world gangs up on you because you started the fight with both your allies and your enemies. The only thing the U.S. can do is start the fight. We can't control how the world brings the fight right back to us. Hit someone in the mouth and they may kick you in the groin, or their friends may jump in and hit you in the head with a bottle. A lot of unknowns in a fight. If you've ever been in one, you know what that's like. But strategy always matters going in. It's like realizing that your house has ants or roaches. I'm being serious here. Do you use a can of Raid, or do you choose a sledgehammer and try to kill the ants individually and put holes everywhere in your house? In other words, you may trade one problem for a bunch of others. Just because something is a legitimate issue, it in no way justifies any and every response to that issue. Method and methodology matter. It's about whether the method destroys our own economy in the process. But it is official. The economic war and Tariff-ageddon have begun. And in the immortal words of Samuel L. Jackson in Jurassic Park, hold on to your butts. For KFI AM 640, I'm Mo Kelly.
No axes to grind here. What do you think we are, lumberjacks? How do you even grind an axe anyway?
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio.